Marvin Guermo, the one and only. Stock smart superstar.
Hey guys, so before we begin this video, I'd like to invite you to Investing Insights in Japan 2019. I'll be with Randall Chongson and we will be there to educate Filipinos who want to learn more on how you can invest, trade, and how to make your money work hard for you while you are there in Japan.
To invite people, no? Marvin and I will be featured in several events throughout the next few months, from Doha, Qatar, Dubai, UAE.
February 4 na yun.
Doha, no? And then we have Dubai, and we have Japan,
April 13.
and then Icon in May. So
2025.
So ang dami, no?
So yung mas nakakaalala ng specific dates, yun yung younger talaga. That's the...
Kasi naalala nila. Anyway, there's links there that they can check on our events, particularly for Dubai and Japan. Alright? For the others, just check our Facebook pages and nandun naman siya. So Marvin, yung latest natin ngayon is that the GDP was out at 6.1% and we averaging something like 6 flat. Ano yung thoughts mo to? I mean, were you expecting that or were you surprised?
It's ano eh. Siyempre at the latter part of the year, everyone was expecting that it wasn't so, we wouldn't get 7% kasi the government said that we will hit somewhere above 7% for 2018.
At the beginning of the year.
Oh, at the beginning of the year. Tapos somewhere, when inflation started to go high, tapos consumption started to go down because of inflation, everyone already knew it na wala.
I think just for the interest of our listeners, no, inflation has a correlating effect on GDP. Pag tumataas ang inflation, you expect growth to slow down.
Or you expect spending to slow down.
One way or the other, kasi nga if spending goes down and spending or consumption is a component of the GDP. Para lang to, no? The GDP is comprised of many things, consumption being one of them, infra spending and all these things. And when one of those components are affected, you can expect a slowdown. Sometimes, minsan, the other components are growing at a much faster pace, mag-go offset. No, so I just for everybody, yung growth natin is not as fast as I would want to personally, but for me that's still good. I mean, parang may anak na, ma, sorry na lang, 85 lang grade ko, hindi 90. For me, that's still good, that's still acceptable, and we're still continuously growing for 15, how many quarters at about 6%?
I think 18 quarters above 6%. Yung interesting doon is, for me we were getting 6+% na last year pero yung anticipation, yung fear na it might get worse, yun yung nawala eh.
Okay, yeah.
So the fear that parang we might degrade, we might go slower.
Well, number one, look at the component. There's higher government spending in the last quarter or so. But yun nga lang, ano, had we had the consumption and the government spending, we would have easily crossed the 7% mark.
Yung pinangako ng 2016 na infrastructure ngayon, 2019 mangyayari. That's why you're gonna see a lot of, I guess, infrastructure to possibly start.
Oo nga, may delay naman, hindi porke sinabi mo, tatakbo na yan. No? I mean, there's things that you need to understand. So having said that, inflation is slowing down, which is a good. Not yet there where I want it to be, or personally. Again, in a perfect scenario, we want a good, lower inflation and a higher GDP. But for me, this is it's better. It's better than the last quarter. Now, having forward, saan ngayon magaganda mag-invest, Mr. Guermo?
Stocks pa rin sasabihin ko eh. Yun nga lang.
Lagi naman isasagot mo
pero,
no?
Pero yun lang from nag-video tayo late last year when we were promoting Icon Davao.
Yung mas nega ka nun, di ba?
Yung opportunities dati to buy cheaper, wala na siya ngayon.
Yes, because of just the background, ang laki nung recovery ng market the last month or so. Last month particularly,
there are a few that have gone up na medyo konti pa lang inakyat. You have FPI from 4.3 na 5. But yung lahat ng sinasabi ko nung November, yung GT Capital below 700 yun, 1,000 plus na security.
Sana nakinig sila sa'yo. Yes.
Di ko alam.
So namin yung pera ngayon.
Depende sa inyo yung, depende what you plan no. But there are some stocks that are still good, that are significantly still low, have gone up a bit, pero they're not as high as others.
There's still a good upside.
Margin. Unlike, for example, Jollibee. Jollibee did not go down as much last year, 242 lang siya, tapos ngayon 320 na, so tumataas pa siya lalo. So may mga ganong aspect also.
Pero Marvin, hindi naman kailangan Jollibee lang investor mo, di ba? I mean, unless sobrang hilig mo sa Chicken Joy, di ba?
Ano there are a lot. For example, consumption really, another thing that they can look at, Metro Gaisano, sobrang bagsak. It hit around below 2, it started to go up. One thing that people can look out for this year is their biggest income contributor, which is yung Cebu na nasunod last year, will open.
Recovery.
Oh, so you can expect.
But how about
from that area?
How about stocks in the index?
Okay.
That are very premium. Is it too late to buy the Ayalas, the SMs?
Yung style for this is my own personal opinion. It's still a.
We have number one. There is no one perfect formula. We just have to be clear with that.
It's a battle of margins. So Ayala land at 45. Say it becomes 57. At a certain point, buying at 45 to 57 will just give me probably 20% upside.
Yes.
If I bought it last year at 38, the margins now become much bigger. So, gagawin ko, I still like Ayala land, pero I'll wait for it to go down again. Then I'll start to buy. You don't always have to buy.
What if your perspective is very long term in nature? 5, 7, 8, 10 years.
Ano pa rin?
Do you still?
So, for example, Jollibee. I'm very long in Jollibee. Pero wala pa siya sa price na talagang gusto ko. So that entire allocation sa Jollibee, naka-cash ngayon.
Okay,
so,
you wait talaga.
Until it drops. So that for this is context also. Syempre my portfolio is divided. Meron pang trading, meron pang investing. This portion is for investing.
So Marvin, ako question. What if Jollibee doesn't drop?
If it doesn't
and
drop,
actually continues to go up.
That's what I'll do is mapakorek yan eh. Mapakorek pa rin yan. It won't drop massively. Pero what I've noticed sa nature of how Jollibee has moved, there are years na babagsak yung kahit 20%. So pag hindi na siya bumagsak talaga, doon na lang makakabit sa 20%. So yung
yun na yun, kapag yun yung ceiling, yun ang bottom.
Yung 242 last year, I placed a bit, pero hindi talaga yung allocation na gusto ko. I was still hoping sana that it would go lower.
So just that 242 naglagay ka na, even if that's not your target price.
Okay.
Bakit ka naglagay? Just to be safe? Just to allocate?
Hinala ko na ng technicals. May support sa 242. So
okay.
I was thinking that if it doesn't go lower than this, it will bounce. This is the cheapest that I could get it. But if it goes down lower than that, that's when I can get ready for the bigger one. So this is just me positioning lang na if it doesn't, at least meron ako konti na nalagay. Tagal na. The last time that talagang nag-ano ang Jollibee was more than 2+ years ago now. Nag-180 siya. Tapos after that, the way to win is to have the discipline that if it's not in your favor, it's not as good as what you want it to be. Teka lang, matatalo ka inflation while you're waiting.
Talagang sabi nga na cliche, patience is a virtue. Especially in investing. Now, Marvin, let's go a little bit, leverage a little bit. And just to be clear, while Marvin is an advocate of stock market, it's not the only option.
Second option ko, get a very rich ninong yun. Pag nag one time, big time na regalo,
get a very rich inaanak. Okay. So again, I think a lot of people are mistaken to think that that's the only way. Just to be clear, may mga tao talaga, kahit ano gawin mo, will not do stock market. I mean, like I have relatives, I have friends who were able to build their wealth without the use of stock market. And for me, that's okay. You can find an avenue where you can actually be very comfortable in building your wealth. But the issue there is consistency and really waiting time. For instance, a lot of people made a lot of money in real estate, property. Kasi nagpatulog lang ng pera. I mean, from a stock market perspective, like Marvin, hindi nila gagawin yun. But for some people who had the budgets or the extra money, they were able to wait 10, 15, 20 years and substantially be able to build their net worth properly.
Actually, since I'm getting older na, mas
Tinanggap mo na rin yan.
older from 21 to 27, that's still considered older. Pero I'm now starting to parang allocate cash na yung sole intention ko is later on pang real estate siya.
Okay.
Which is something that hindi ko siya...
So, clear, Marvin Guillermo, stock smart guy, still believes in diversification. Will you put 100% of your money in stocks?
No, not 100%.
No,
Not 100%.
But when you were starting and you only had this much of money, well, probably, kunyari, I'm only 22 years old. 10,000 lang pwede ko invest. Na-diversify ko pa ba yun?
Yung nakaka-relate ako, every time nag-ikwento si Rex, nakaka-relate ako sa story niya. The reason why pwede ako when I was starting off all in, kasi may cash flow na pumapasok.
Yes, may sweldo ka pa.
May cash flow. It's just that yung mentality is, lahat ng pwede kong makuha na extra, pwede kong invest because, kahit bumagsak ko, hindi ko naman kailangan.
Zero-sum game pa rin naman, di ba naman okay. So very clear with that. So again, it's an issue of timing. It's an issue of seasons. So when you're starting, bata ka pa, nag-umpisa ka pa lang, then for me, it's acceptable to have a 100% allocation in something like an equity. Now, as you build that, then that's the time you start to diversify. Ang hirap mag-diversify kung 10,000 lang, di ba?
And I was with Rex Mendoza yesterday, medyo nag-uusap ko, parang tauhan ako the past few years, mas nag-ipon pa ako ng cash kasi I was already under the concept na 10 years na, 10, 11 years na yung bull market, there has to be a large drop eh. Pero sabi niya, what if it doesn't happen? Sayang. So napaisip ko sayang yung larger
kakaintay mo, hindi dumating. And then which is where I come, options. Kaya nga, investing insights. No? You know, one of the things that a lot of people do not understand or do not know is that interests are going up. So, ibig sabihin, there are more, adjust natin.
Okay.
There are more options for you. Ako kasi, I consult, no? I help family members, family partners. I do that, no? In fact, if you go around, you'll be surprised to see that there are good enough returns that you're gonna get, no? Tip. If you have sizable amount of money, mag-pool kayo, you may want to consider IMAs, investment management accounts. The bank's offering it. You can get as much as 5% net, as short as 49, 50 days.
Ako kanyan, video, thank you.
In fact, hindi lang, most of the banks are offering it now. You'll be surprised, no? Siyempre, hindi nila readily ino-offer sa'yo yan, but if you go and ask, diba, kaysa mag-pull out ka ng pera, but even so, even time deposit rates today are, I haven't seen them as high as this in a long time. And matanda ako kay Marvin by mga 2 years, no? So, alam mo, I haven't seen that. You can, as much as 6.5, TD rate yan, ha? I mean, 30, 60, 90 days.
Yung mali ko before, nasa lang siya?
Nasa cash na talaga. So, maraming options na pwede mong tingnan. Example, if a 6%, 5% return is acceptable to you, you're a long, alam mo yung ganun, your risk mo, then you might want to be able to consider that. So, again, very important to create your portfolio properly and siguro a little effort and trying to see what's out there. While personally, I still do a lot of stocks, I still do funds, and si Marvin, hindi namin nililimit lahat ng pera namin, doon namin lalagay. Now again, kung pera mo 10, 15, 20,000, sige, yun muna. Pero kung Marvin Guillermo level ka na alam mo hindi mo na mapilang, then you might want to slowly distribute your portfolio. And then you actually, in a way, you maximize your returns.
This is what I've realized also habang tumatagal mo. Hindi ko na-realize, more than a decade na pala ako nag-invest.
You're so old.
When you're starting...
Magkano index na?
Nabutan ko 180, 2008 na bagsak. Nabutan ko yun.
Yeah. Ako 3 digits.
Ano siya? When you're starting, tapos it's a smaller amount.
Avengers ka to, sabi ni Carmelo.
Lagi mo, parang tina-target mo yung larger yield. But parang as your portfolio starts to get bigger, mas habol mo na kung ano yung makukuha mong cash flow kahit smaller.
Yes. I think it's an issue of scale. Kasi depende yan eh. I mean, a lot of people look at returns, pero depende yan. That is in relation to the amount of money you have. For instance, if you have 10,000 pesos, a 30% increase makes your money 13,000. But if you have a million, diba, a 10% is 1.1. So again, with respect to how big it is over time. And that's what I tell a lot of people. Some funds are better than the others in terms of return, pero they're more risky kasi nga smaller fund. Now, may question dito, Marvin, ano? When is the next earliest correction? I'm betting for index funds.
Wala pa eh.
Okay.
If we don't break 8-1, you can possibly expect the market to range at least yung strongest support at 7,570, 8-1 yan. Kasi you have supports at 7,779, yung mga shorter, weaker. If we don't break 8-1, which nakita nyo na yun, the past more than 5-6 trading days already, nag-hesitate na siya at 8-1. If it fails to break out of that, you could possibly see it move in that direction. Pero kung nag-break out yan, tuloy pa yung ligaya, pwede pa tayo I think 8-5 over the next month. So,
ako, Eugene, that's Eugene. Yes, it's nice to do it, but again, go back to your objectives, go back to your time frames, go back to your risk tolerances. Investing is not gambling. It's titingnan mo again. Sometimes it's good to time, sometimes it's dangerous to time. You go back pa rin what is consistent and what's comfortable with you when you do these things. Sabi nila ano ka daw, Avengers,
hindi, ikaw yan.
Financial Freedom.
Siya yung Captain America, guys.
Ikaw si Captain, ako si Thor.
Ako si Rocket Raccoon.
Ako si Hulk.
Ano sasabihin ko? Yung style ko also is hindi ko tinitignan yung time frame. I'm a follower of the range and the trend. Yung range and trend does not follow time. That's why no one can forecast where the market will go because you don't know how it will move throughout the range. Pero alam mo, yung nasasagot lang ng technicals is direction. Where's it headed? Is either up or down. If it's up, I want to be in the market. If it's down, I don't want to be in the market. Ganun lang. If it's in the range naman, if it's in the upper part of the range, I want to be selling. If it's in the lower part, I want to be buying.
Kami nag-diverge ni Marvin. Dito kami nag-diverge ni Marvin because there's a sizable age difference between us. From my perspective, where I saw the market is, it doesn't matter where, I know it's gonna go up. It's just a matter of holding time. Now, I come to a point that I'm a little older now, so medyo
44? 43?
I wish.
Hindi nakilala kita 43 ka na. Joke lang.
So again, there are many, there's no one perfect way to do things. Marvin has his way, I have a way. I think what's important for people who listen is you have to create something that works for you. And don't follow just one particular formula. Kasi everybody can, the rhetoric can be strong against one or the other. But anything can work. Example, I know somebody who made a lot of money in stocks. But my parents made a lot of money in property. I mean, both work for them. Diba? So again, at the end of the day, you have to find, and don't be afraid to try, to test it out, and to see those things. While I'm a big fan of stock market, I understand it's not for everyone, and I know what I'm getting into. Having said that, hindi ko sasara yung mind ko with the other options. And Marvin and I, we have other investments. Diba?
Very, very important for me when
I invest on my relationship with my inaanak.
Bayan naman, malibre naman ako.
Siya lang may kape ho, hindi ako binabayaran.
Hindi ko naman alam, nag-order na kayo. Uy, mahirap yan. Sabi ni Ron Primaris, 19 stocks per company ang binili ko. Mahirap. It's hard to manage 19.
Yeah.
19 stocks unless
computer ka.
Hindi naman unless you bought those 19 with the intention of dividends lang habol mo na gagamitin mo siya parang time deposit.
But ako kasi ako from also my perspective, it's humanly difficult and I sit in some boards, no? And even mutual funds don't have that much tax. So I mean, and imagine mo, there's a full team of investment managers, all experts in their own rights, and they don't even manage that much funds, that much stock. So, ano lang, word of caution lang for me. That's me.
Unless dividends yan, that's a lot. And if it's smaller sizes, hindi sulit. If it's below 100,000, one or two.
Okay. Before we end, let's ask the last question of John Nelson. In terms of ilang percentage per year yung acceptable para sa iyo na gain when you are starting. So again, relative. Siyempre gusto mo ng mataas, but I have to be realistic also. No? Sa'yo, what is acceptable for you? Si Marvin, sa mga 400%.
For trading, as long as you beat the index, okay. For me that's okay already. That's a good one. Pero when I started getting longer in this, mas importante sa akin kung magkano yung cash na kailangan ko kitain for the year, then I work myself back. So for example, gusto ko kumita example ng
Ibig sabihin ng objective driven.
Oo, na gusto ko kumita
Objective
ng
ka.
1 million, pero kung 1 million, so kailangan ko targeting 100. Kung hindi ko nakuha yung 100, sabihin
Pero
talo ko.
1 million is your monthly expenses. Diba?
Ako hindi, simple lang, basta makakapilang ko araw-araw, masaya na ako. Toby's Estate, guys,
So again,
sponsor us naman.
percentage, again, relative.
Oo.
Kasi may kilala ko, happy na sa 2% eh.
Tsaka yun.
May kilala ko na kailangan 30%. So again, you need to understand which one is going to be basing on your... Pero at least sa atin, I mean, let's put some numbers.
Tsaka yun, for example, kung 1 million yung gusto mo kitain, tapos capital mo 10 million, you just have to earn 10%.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Ano siya, ako it's more of, ako yun ako, what amount do I want to get as...
Pero at least siguro, Marvin, at least better than inflation. At least meron ka man lang benchmark.
Or index eh, kasi it's hard eh, kasi last year, index was down eh. So, even for example, naka 2% ka last year, total gain mo, you beat the index eh. So, you're still better than most funds out there eh.
And that year,
So, kahit
every year,
inflation,
you cannot look at percentage on a yearly basis. Eh, diba? You look at it from a portfolio perspective. And that's why you diversify.
Tsaka, ito pa yung important. Ano eh, you can do it also on a yearly basis because you do not start or buy sa January 1. Some bibili ng March eh, some bibili ng September eh. So,
lalo na kung nakabuild ka na ng portfolio. Again, more of these things will be based on our seminars, investing insights in Dubai, Tokyo, and stock smarts in Doha. Yung mga medyo mas seryoso, may RFP, Registered Financial Planner, Marvin and I
Dubai and
that,
Qatar.
Dubai and Qatar. And then we have sa Tokyo, sa Japan, Osaka. And then of course our annual big thing is Icon.
So isa-isa February, yun yung una, di ba? February.
Doha.
Doha, Qatar. Then, Dubai.
March.
RFP, Money Talks UAE, and Investing Insights.
RFP rin in Dubai. Sorry, nalilito na ako.
Doha. Dami
Sa February, Doha, and February is RFP, Stock Smarts, and No Nonsense Personal Finance Seminar in Doha. That's February. Tapos sa March naman, Dubai naman tayo. So again, RFP also, Money Talks UAE, Stock Smarts, among others.
So to make it simple, February Doha, March Dubai, April Japan, May Samsung Call.
Yan, Manila. Hindi na naman natin announce yung Iloilo, yung Davao,
So yun.
yung mga Australia, yung mga yan. So okay, anyway, so more of these things, just regularly check on our Facebook. Okay, here. Alright?
Okay, bye-bye everyone.
Bye everyone.